Hey, I'm Jamie East, and today's episode of The Smart 7 is sponsored by Vodafone Business in partnership with Samsung. If you're running a business, any kind of business, you're probably spending some time thinking about AI, what to do, how much to use it, and how to even get started. The answer could be in your pocket. The new Samsung Galaxy S25 Ultra, powered by Vodafone Business's reliable, award-winning network, will help you unleash your productivity through brilliant built-in Galaxy AI. For example, Note Assist will automatically correct, fix the spelling, formatting and organise your meeting notes so you can stay tuned into the session without any worry. The range of applications for AI just seems to increase every week, with the Department of Education issuing new guidance that could see teachers using AI tools to mark exams and send routine letters to parents about things like head lice. Ooh. Getting back to the Samsung Galaxy S25 Ultra, to take advantage of all the features and change the way you do business, you'll need a Samsung account and a network connection. To find out more, search Vodafone Business Samsung, and for network verification, go to vodafone.co.uk/network. On today's Smart 7, Trump creates 2-week window for Iran diplomacy, Putin holds press conference and much more. It's Friday 20th of June, it's International Tennis Day, and happy birthday Nicole Kidman.
The Smart 7. It's news, but not the news.
Just over a week after Israel launched its first wave of attacks on Iran, there seemed to be a slight de-escalation in the ongoing crisis. An Iranian missile struck an Israeli hospital on Thursday morning, injuring at least 70 people, which inspired Israel's defense minister to announce Iran's supreme leader can no longer exist. But a declaration by US President Trump that he will make a decision on America's next step within 2 weeks has created a small window for diplomacy to restart. Israeli Prime Minister Netanyahu says he is speaking with Trump every day.
President Trump will do what's best for America. I trust his judgment. He's a tremendous friend, a tremendous world leader, a tremendous friend of Israel and the Jewish people. And we will do what we have to do, and we are doing it.
While Iran's military leadership and nuclear program have been targeted by Israel, they have been unable to tackle the underground facility at Fordo and are asking for US bunker buster bombs to be deployed against the facility. UK Prime Minister Keir Starmer says that while Western nations are concerned about the Iranian nuclear program, the conflict needs a negotiated solution.
The principle is that we need to de-escalate this. There's a real risk of escalation here that will impact the region, and obviously it's already having an impact on the economy. So I've been absolutely clear, we need to de-escalate this.
The Post Office Horizon scandal has seen hundreds of sub-postmasters cleared of accusations of fraud and a long-running inquiry that led to compensation payouts of £1 billion. But there's another IT scandal with the Post Office that predates Horizon, and it sounds very similar. This time it's a system called Capture, and a long-lost report from a former computer expert, Adrian Montague, has thrown new light on the issue.
It's a very clunky piece of software, especially by modern-day standards. The barrister in question for the defence, he went along and said, look, I'm not going to need you, so you don't need to be here anymore.
The government has now opened a new redress scheme, which is available to sub-postmasters affected between 1992 and the year 2000, but Ken Tooby, husband of former postmistress June, says it won't compensate for the impact the false accusation had on their lives.
We couldn't go out anywhere because we went out with people pointing, and it was awful. We couldn't go back in the community.
Russian President Vladimir Putin held a round-table press conference on Thursday with international news agencies in a highly unusual move. The Russian leader rarely speaks directly to foreign news organisations, but he was very forthcoming on a range of subjects, including claiming that NATO rearmament is no threat to Russia because Russia is self-sufficient. That doesn't match up with recent use of North Korean troops and Iranian drone technology in Russia's war on Ukraine, but Putin did say that he would be prepared to meet with Ukrainian President Zelensky. However, he will only meet him at the final phase of negotiations that haven't even begun in earnest. He was also busy talking up Russia's relationship with China.
I can say that the interest in the Chinese language is growing in Russia. Nothing sets Russian-Chinese relations apart from any other relations when it comes to the expansion of contacts and economic activity.
Thursday saw the Labour government set out a comprehensive spending programme for the UK's infrastructure, which stacks up to an eye-watering £700 billion over the next 10 years. Secretary to the Treasury, Darren Jones, says it's time for a national renewal, with the plan set to target schools, hospitals, courts and prisons over the next decade. There's also £1 billion to repair roads, bridges and presumably potholes across the UK. There was more good news too about the Warm Home Scheme for this winter, although as the UK heads into a heatwave, that might not be the first thing on people's minds. Miata Fahnbulleh is the Energy Security Minister and she says the maths make sense.
This additional support won't be paid for by asking other bill payers to increase their energy bills. So we have found savings within the bill system by working with Ofgem, savings in the operational cost that suppliers have, savings in, for example, the allowance that we put to debt in order to cover the cost of this.
Still to come on today's Smart 7 in association with Metro, Wales gear up for the Women's Euros and Owen Wilson talks golf. Right after this. Hey, it's Jamie East here, and today's episode of the Smart 7 is sponsored by Vodafone Business in partnership with Samsung. When you're running your own business, pretty much anywhere can be your office. The spare room, the back garden, or, even the local cafe. And with the power of Vodafone Business's reliable award-winning network, combined with the new Samsung Galaxy S25 Ultra, there's no limit to what you can do pretty much anywhere. For example, if you're working and caffeinating at the same time, the Samsung Galaxy S25 Ultra will allow you to seamlessly complete actions across a whole range of apps to find relevant information and send it where it needs to go. It can even summarise YouTube videos for you and save it to Samsung Text Notes. That's the power of AI in your pocket. The range of applications for AI just seems to increase every week, with the Department of Education issuing new guidance that could see teachers using AI tools to mark exams and send routine letters to parents about things like head lice. Ooh. And getting back to Samsung Galaxy S25 Ultra, to take advantage of all the features and change the way you do business, you'll need a Samsung account and a network connection. And if you're using the seamless action across apps, it's compatible with selected languages only. You'll also need a Google account login, and the availability of search functions may vary by country, language and device. To find out more, search Vodafone Business Samsung, and for network verification, go to vodafone.co.uk/network. Welcome back. We have just over 2 weeks to go before the Women's Euros kick off. The tournament will take place in Switzerland, and Spain and England's Lionesses are the hot favourites to win the trophy. But don't rule out the Welsh women. They're fired up and ready to compete in what is the first ever major tournament they've qualified for. They announced the squad on Thursday from the top of Mount Snowdon in a suitably dramatic fashion. Manager Rhian Wilkinson knows her team will have a mountain to climb as they face the reigning champions England, along with 2022 semi-finalists France and 2017 winners the Netherlands, and that's just in the group stage. Ryan says she's got every confidence in her squad.
There's names that aren't on this list who've given everything for their country, and those phone calls where I had to break their heart were and are always going to be the worst part of my job. But equally, we've worked really hard to make sure that the names that are there for the right reasons and because they're healthy and ready to represent their country.
Sports comedies are the hot ticket at the moment, from soccer with Ted Lasso to basketball with Running Point, and Owen Wilson's golf comedy Stick, which is on Apple Plus TV. The show sees Wilson playing an embittered ex-golf pro who discovers a teenage prodigy and hopes to make it back to the big time. The cast includes now former podcaster Mark Maron. Wilson says he's drawn on his own experiences of hard times to help get to the heart of the character.
We can all sort of look back at sort of bad things that happen where you're like, yeah, without that bad thing, then I don't get to this good thing. And so that idea of rock bottom, I think, is sort of reflected in this show.
When Rob McElhenney isn't palling around with Ryan Reynolds or in Wrexham masterminding their next promotion push, he's busy at his day job. That's as the star and creator of Always Sunny in Philadelphia, which is just about to return for its 17th season. The gang's all back together: Rob, Charlie Day, Caitlin Olsen, Glenn Howerton and of course Danny DeVito. This season sees them experiment with TV crossovers, including the other side of the crossover episode with Abbott Elementary and an appearance on The Golden Bachelor for Mr. DeVito. The madness starts on Disney Plus in July.
Philadelphia, the birthplace of our nation. Could it be the birthplace of a new love?
Oh, baby, am I boned up.
Who are you people?
Oh, hi. We're your volunteers.
Get the hell out of here. Are you pissing in that locker?
I drink so much coffee.
You've been listening to The Smart 7. We'll be back tomorrow at 7 a.m. Hit that follow button and have a great day. Give us 7 minutes, we'll give you the world.
And now, a next-level moment from AT&T Business. Say you've sent out a gigantic shipment of pillows, and they need to be there in time for International Sleep Day. You've got AT&T 5G, so you're fully confident. But the vendor isn't responding, and International Sleep Day is tomorrow. Luckily, AT&T 5G lets you deal with any issues with ease, so the pillows will get delivered and everyone can sleep soundly, especially you. AT&T 5G requires a compatible plan and device. Coverage not available everywhere. Learn more at att.com/5G network.